All right, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. It's episode 9. I cannot believe that it's already been 9 episodes.
Yeah, no, right?
It's crazy. It's
like like 9 episodes for real. Like, it really feels like we started the podcast like maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Time is just flying by.
absolutely.
For real.
How was your week, man?
My week was really lazy. Like, they're not letting me go back to work. They're keeping me in house arrest. Like, they have the ankle bracelet around me and everything. Like, every single time I step outside, I just want to go get some Taco Bell because you guys know how much I talk about Taco Bell. I try to go out there and get like a chalupa or something, and I have like 16 Walmart employees tackling me, just making sure I'm not going to the store. But it's been really boring. They're not letting me work right now. I go back on Monday. All I know is they better pay my ass. That's all I know. But yeah, how was your week?
It was pretty good. It was just kind of slow. Work was slow, and then it was busy, and then I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of people weren't around toward the end of the week. I just didn't see a lot of people like driving or anything like that. It was an odd feeling. But other than that,
Yeah, I mean,
it was a decent
You
week.
live in a. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you do work in a very dangerous area.
It's pretty populated.
say the
It's
least.
pretty populated down
Yeah.
there too, because it's right downtown, pretty much. So
Yeah, and it's not the safest area. Speaking of safe areas, I had a drive-by happen right on my street the other
oh my
day.
god,
Didn't tell you that. There was a guy holding a assault rifle. They didn't tell us what gun it was, but the cops were pretty much down here for the past 3 days or so. I don't know if they caught the guy or not, but we heard 7 shots go off. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they caught the guy, but it happened the other night. And yeah, I'm strapped in my room. My mom and stepdad are strapped in their room, so I mean, we good just in case somebody tries to come in here. I mean, they ain't surviving. I don't know if Josh just sneezed or what that was,
sorry man,
but
cough.
it,
It
no,
was a
no,
cough.
it's all good. Oh, that was a
It
cough.
was just a singular cough.
Oh damn, that was like some. I don't know, man. No, like, that was some alien shit.
Nah, don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody. Josh is actually not from this planet. He's from a planet of monkey toes.
Shh. You said from where?
Monkey toe, man. You not heard of that? planet?
Monkey toe.
You got cheese monkeys living on the planet. Bro, I wrote a book when I was younger called The Attack of the Cheese Monkeys. I can't make this shit up. Like I think I have the book somewhere. I wrote it when I was in 5th grade. I had a friend named Jaquez, Tyler, and Leo. Not my cat Leo. It was kind of weird because this was the year we got Leo. And no, I did not rename my cat after one of my friends. It just kind of happened. Anyway, but yeah, I wrote a book called Attack of the Cheese Monkeys. I had every character like wrote out and everything. And yeah, it was cheese monkeys, and every time they smiled, like it was cheese.
Oh god.
It was pretty intense.
That's where
but anyway,
That's where the term cheesing came from.
Oh yeah, the cheesing right there. I made it up when I was 10 years old. Anyway, we have a few topics to talk about. I thought I would let Josh introduce the podcast for once because this is Zay and Jay's talk show, not Zay's talk show. So we're gonna try to switch it up a little bit more.
Did I introduce it?
yeah.
Did I introduce it as Zay and Jay's talk show, or did I introduce it as welcome back to the podcast?
Nah, you just said, "Hey guys, what's up?" But it's all good. And what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Welcome back to Zay and Jay's talk show.
Zay and Jay's talk show.
Today
we're going to be talking about a lot of shit,
And-
and we don't know what it's going to be. We're just kind of winging
A lot
it.
of shit and things.
And things and shit.
And things.
Thank you for enjoying the episode today. I hope you like, subscribe, comment, rate, share, do all that stuff you do. Doesn't really matter.
But anyway, for real, we got some topics to talk about. It's gonna be some lighthearted stuff today. Let's see. What do we want to start out with, Josh? We already discussed what we want to talk about. So what do you want to start out with?
All right, Isaiah. Well, let's go ahead and start it off with a big one. Let's go ahead and start it off with so if you had the choice between being able to freeze time and you are everything else around you is stationary, time is frozen, like things around you, like food won't expire,
Like the click remote?
Pretty much.
Just pausing.
Pretty much. So you can just freeze time. You can go do whatever you got to do, or whatever you want to. Pretty much. Plans will be suspended in midair. I couldn't even speak. Or
No, I got you.
okay. Or would you rather be able to travel back and forward in time, like go back to like the booming 20s, or would you rather go forward in time and see where we're gonna be at like 100 years from now, or what would you rather do?
Okay, so I already asked you before the podcast what frozen in time, what that means, because I had 2 different meanings to it, so I got that covered. But I have one question about the future. If you could go back in time, can you change the results in the present, or does everything just stay the same?
Well, remember, it's if you think about all of the conspiracies or all the talk that people have talked about time travel, like if you alter anything in the past, it can drastically change the future, So
Okay,
so like I mean, if you wanted to, I suppose you could, but what you need to let me know what you think that would change.
Well, me personally, I was going to choose the frozen in time one, but I had a different meaning out of it, so I'm not going to choose that anymore. I want to choose the ability to time travel. I think would be really cool, but I probably would only time travel way back, if that makes sense, like way back. And I wouldn't live in these times. I would just like to see how certain things were built, how certain things happened, like big events in history and stuff, like just to see them happen. I think that would be really cool. And to go forward in time, you can see, all right, well, let's see how messed up the world is going to be like in 50 years. Like, is everything going to be robotic like the old timers keep telling us kids? Or is everything just going to be kind of like today, but just more technology?
What would you change? I mean, what if you could go back in the past, what would you change?
I don't know, man. Like, what would I change? Well, I think that there's some people that were taken away from us way too soon in their lives. For example, like some presidents, some big leaders that we had in our society. But like you said, I mean, you don't know how the world's going to change. So just going back and changing stuff is just scary to think about.
Right.
Because one thing that I think of when I say I want to go back and change something is I want to let Kennedy know, hey, man, wear a top on that car. Or don't drive down that street. Or Martin Luther King, I want to let him know, hey, don't be at this time, at this place, at this exact moment. And watch your back, because you're going to get shot.
What's the chances? What's the chances of them taking you seriously? Like, no, that guy's out of his mind.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but
the odds of it helping.
Yeah, I mean, just the chance of it helping. Like, say Martin Luther King did not get assassinated. Like, he was such a wise man, and a lot of people nowadays are just kind of throwing him to the side, like nothing he ever said mattered, which is sad. Like, we're going backwards in time, but I think that if he stayed alive, he could have done a lot more than he actually did. He did a lot, but he still died young. Like, I think it would have been cool to see what he could have accomplished more. Like, by the time I was born, maybe this world would have been an even better place of civility and understanding. Maybe all this racist talk nowadays would just not really exist. So I think that'd be kind of cool. I would also want to go back and see the Egyptian pyramids, like, freshly built. I think that'd be so freaking cool. Just to see these time periods and stuff. And that's why I like playing video games like Assassin's Creed, because they kind of let you go back in that time and learn about it and stuff. See, video games are educational too. No, don't get that twisted. I've learned a lot from video games. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much about mine. What would you choose? I'm interested to hear that.
Well, you know, it would be really nice to be able to travel back and forward in time. You know, I wouldn't try to change anything, even though it sounds good in theory. Just knowing how things can go good, but still, you know, go so bad as a result. And things aren't always as simple as they sound when it comes to changing things. Like if I wanted to go, you know, kill Hitler or something like that, like that's not as easy as it sounds. Like if I go back in time, like what happens if you get killed when you go back in time? Like you were never heard of again. Like your parents like forget that they had you or something. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Where'd Bailey go?
Yeah,
God,
exact-
I haven't seen him in like 4 days.
Holy shit. Wait, and then like days and days go on, they forget they even had like a son. But
Yeah, that's disturbing to think
but
about.
anyway, anyway. No, I think I would rather freeze time. I think freezing time would be a lot greater. Just to like, that would be so unique. Could you imagine like walking by like a snake that's like in the middle of like lunging at like a rat or something, like seeing something crazy like that happen?
Yeah.
Or like you walk up on somebody getting
Not so fast.
like you could just walk up and just you can just drive, I guess, any car, because like who's gonna stop you? You can just like somebody could be like in the
Where'd
midst,
my Lambo go?
find somebody who's technically doesn't have their keys in their hand, like they're throwing it up in the air, you know, like they do in the movies, like throwing it up in the air and catching it, throwing it up in the air and catching it. Just like you see somebody who's mid throw in the air, and you just grab it. You said thank you very much, and then you just and then you just go drive around. I don't know. It would be unique, but I guess if you had the ability to turn it on and off, it would just be useful, like in practical situations, I guess, that you didn't want to be involved in. Like if you can tell you were about to be in an accident, like you could just like stop time and then get out of your car, get in the other person's car, like put them in the passenger seat or something, like put them in the passenger seat. Put them.
I had a funny thought, bro. Like
Go ahead.
you're about to get into a wreck, and you're seeing somebody, and then you're like, ah, shit. Well, freeze time. And then you crash into their car, and then you back up, and then you crash into another car, and you're like, ah, shit. Then you crash into another car, and then you just back up and just drive away, and then when
They just all think they hit each
everybody gets home and everybody's car's like totaled.
other. Couldn't come.
And that freezing in time thing reminds me of something. Remember when we were doing the delivery driver skit?
Yeah.
And that one outtake, it showed, like when we restarted the video, it showed that you disappeared because it like faded.
Dude,
That's
that
what it-
was so funny.
That's what it reminded
That was
me
so
of.
funny.
But yeah, you bring up some good points about freezing time. Do you have anything else to say about the whole
I kind of
freezing
forgot.
time
I
thing?
kind of forgot where I was at, honestly.
That's my fault.
Shit.
You said in traffic in freezing time you're about to crash, and you could just
Oh
like,
yeah.
not
Okay,
crash.
so like you just like you can tell you're about to be in an accident, but the other person's like pulling out in front of you. So you just stop time, and then you get out of your car, and then you walk up to them in their car and just put them like in the passenger seat, and then drive them like into like put them in a parking spot, like, and then just walk back to your car. Just keep going, and then like you start time back, and they're like, "What the fuck just happened? Like, is somebody
I
drive?
was about to crash.
Did somebody
and I'm in
drive
the
me
parking
here?
lot.
What the fuck?"
Somebody buy me Wendy's. What the
it
hell
would just
is
be
that?
it would just be funny. It'd be good for like pranks or like situations. It would keep you alive, I think, in a lot of situations. Like you're about to be shot, freeze time. You know, they shoot the bullet, like you turn the bullet around. And then
You thought.
you flip the bullet around. How did I do?
I was aiming my gun at this guy, and I killed myself.
Damn, shot my damn self in the chest.
But another thing would be when somebody royally pisses you off. Like you could just freeze time, beat the ever-loving shit out of them, and then just unfreeze time. Kind of. I don't know if you've seen the movie Click, but he did that in that movie, and that's what I would use that for. Because there's lots of people I would love to freeze time and just let them have it. Just hit them in the face over and over again. I know that sounds violent, but there's people out there
That's
that
very
just have a
violent.
really punchable face.
That's very violent, Isaiah.
It's extremely violent. Still, these things happen in the world, Josh.
I know it.
Okay.
I know it. I know See, Isaiah's gonna hurt me. He's
Anyway.
gonna come over to my house and whoop my ass after the podcast.
Damn, I feel like I just got hit by a truck. What happened? But so yeah, that was really interesting to talk about actually. So our next topic is, what is your one fear, Josh? And when was the time in your life where you were just the most scared? Like, either whether it was fearful for your life or supernaturally scared, like you thought there was a ghost in your house stealing your chips and stuff, or just scared, period, like frightened.
I mean, I guess I can go ahead and talk about like the most frightening moment of my life. So, a long time ago, when I was, I think, probably 6 or 7 years old.
Get the fire starting.
Sounds like it sounds like a ghost story, bro.
Once upon a time, I went.
Once upon a time, long time ago, I lost my underpants. To this day, I have not found them. The end.
Now that I think about it, they might be too small anyway.
It don't matter.
All right, continue. My bad.
Anyway, but a long time ago, we went to, me and my family went to Jamaica, and at this resort, it was like Montego Bay, Jamaica. Beautiful place. The water was beautiful and clean. Really well kept resort, good food. But when we went there, it had like a you know, like, have you ever seen those pools that have like the inner tube things that like allow you to go down? It's like a river, kind of like it just lets you float down like a river type
Yeah,
thing.
like a splash country
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So like they had something like that there, but they also had like water slides and things like that. So me and my dad were just like, let's go down the water slides. But you know, I had already gone down one of the water slides, and it was pretty shallow water. And I wasn't a strong swimmer. I wasn't a good swimmer at all at 6, 7 years old. I just wasn't very comfortable around water at the time. I hadn't been around it enough to really know how to swim well.
You made it to the egg.
But what happened was I went down a shallow water slide first, and I was like, cool, I want to go again. So I chose a different one because my dad had just gone down that one, and I went down it. And if he wouldn't have been going behind me, I would have drowned, because I was under there for, when I got to the bottom, I was under that deep water. It must have been, probably, 8 foot deep, which, I was probably, 4'3" at the time or something like that.
I was 3 foot.
Yeah, I saw. But anyway, I was at the time, if Dad wouldn't have been behind me, if he would have been coming down behind me at the water slide, I would have probably drowned and died. So that's pretty morbid, but that was probably one of the scariest moments I've ever experienced in my life. And I was pretty scared of getting in the water and swimming for a good while after that. Like up until like the past like it probably traumatized me for a good like 5 or 6 years. Like until I was like 13, 14, I was not comfortable getting in the water. It was pretty.
Every time we drove past like a lake or something, like
Man,
in
oh
the car,
shit,
he
man.
started crying.
Oh shit, nah, we ain't going over that. We ain't
Oh,
fishing,
man.
is we?
There's that demon. There's that demon that tried to eat me.
We ain't fishing, are we?
Your dad's like, shut up, son. Damn.
I'm getting ready to use you as bait.
About to go catch us a big old fish.
That's a big ass fucking fish. Anyhow, I guess my number one fear would kind of be like drowning, but I think what would be more terrifying than drowning would be like burning alive. Wouldn't that, or like blowing up, like something blowing up, like a explosion right in your face, like your water heater blows up right next to you or some shit.
I
That
understand.
would be terrible. Or somebody just happens to drop an atomic bomb in your area. That would be no bueno. You probably wouldn't feel it for very long, but
Yeah, I think suffocation, period. Like anything to do with that is just
sure.
not an
I don't
ideal
know.
way to
Do
go.
you think in a fire?
period.
Do you think in a fire you would be more likely to like burn to death or just like suffocate?
Suffocate, definitely.
Okay, I would be. I mean, my house is small enough. Could you imagine like having like a house that's too big to be able to get out efficiently? Like you have to go down like 90 flights of stairs. There you had no elevator. You just gotta go down, not like that many flights, but you know what I mean. Like You couldn't get
Yeah,
out safely if it was like on the bottom floor or something. Like having like your kind of house or my kind of house, like it's pretty simple. Like you and I could get out of our houses quick if a fire was happening and we caught it quick enough.
Yeah, but if you live in a mansion with 18 floors, like something like that, well, good luck, Betsy.
Yeah, I paid $1 million for it, but you know, I about damn near died. Rest in peace, Betsy. Rest in peace, Toto.
Rest in peace, Betsy. Let's see. My biggest fear. Okay, no. I'll start out with. No, I'll start out with my biggest fear. Okay, my biggest fear would probably be similar to Josh's, but more specific. If that makes sense. I have two different ones. My first one would be being underwater, like under a frozen lake, and swimming up, thinking that it's the surface, but it's ice, like frozen solid ice that you can't break.
Excuse me.
Good lord.
I'm so
I
sorry.
don't know what he ate, but I can smell it from here.
Don't worry about it.
Holy shit. Em, is that the crunch wrap?
A crunch wrap?
The crunch wrap.
No, that wasn't no crunch wrap, man. Just because it's Taco
smell
Bell
like
doesn't make
crunch wrap.
just because it's Taco Bell doesn't mean it
Oh my
smells
God,
the
it is
same.
Taco
No,
Bell?
I'm kidding.
I was about to say, like, me and you both eat at Taco Bell way too much. But anyway, swimming up, you think that you're swimming up to water. You think it's the surface. You think you're okay. You're about to run out of breath. And then it's frozen solid ice. Now, why?
No.
Yeah. Why you would be in that situation in the first place, I don't know. But say, like, I don't know, we're doing some Nathan Drake shit, like from Uncharted. And you swam under like a frozen, not a frozen, God, I can't talk. Went into a cave. There's a part of the cave where you had to get into some water. And you just pretty much have to put your faith into wherever you're swimming to that there's going to be some oxygen on the other side. But all you find is a frozen lake or something. Or just no way to possibly get some oxygen. So yeah, that would be scary. Now, I said I was going to give a second option, but I think I'll just say this. I deal with, what's it called? Josh, have you ever been sleeping and you woke up, but you can't move, you can't hear, you can't speak anything, but you're awake, like you're lying there in bed or wherever you're sleeping?
I've had dreams like that, but I don't think I can honestly say that I've like.
I'm gonna look up.
I've had dreams like that, but I can't really say that I've personally like woken up, been like fully awake, and that's happened.
Let's see. Hold on. What is this called? Yeah, it is.
It's
Okay,
like
sleep paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis. That's what I was about to say.
That's what I was gonna say, but I wanted to make sure I was saying it correctly. I deal with that kind of on a regular, honestly.
That's not
and
helping.
It's very
That
terrifying.
sounds scary, dude.
People that believe in like supernatural and spirits and stuff, and I'm not saying I don't. I do, but some people say that it's apparently like a demon cradling you from behind and has their hand over your mouth and is making sure every single one of your limbs is staying still, and that's what it feels like. You can't open your mouth. Well, you can open your mouth, but no words come out. Like, this happens to me at least a few times a year. Like, last year it happened to me 3 times in 1 week. And, yeah, it if anybody has dealt with it, it's really, really, really scary.
Do you think it's because you think about it a lot?
No. What happened that week, I wasn't watching anything scary or anything like that, but I kept having, like, nightmares about certain things happening. And I don't know. It was every single time, like, there was a jump scare in the dream, I would wake up, like, my heart would start beating extremely fast, and I would wake up, but I can't move, I can't talk, I can't hear anything, but I can see. I can move my eyeballs. But I can't move. I can't do anything. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but it's
No.
seriously the scariest thing ever. Like, it's right there with suffocating to death. Like, you feel like you're dying. It really feels like that. I don't know why it was happening to me. It hasn't happened to me in a couple months. I don't know if I need to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound healthy,
not.
man.
It's I don't know if it's going to get me killed one day. I doubt it. Because, I mean, it's very common. Like, I'm sitting here looking on Google. It's very common. It happens to a lot of people each year. But it's so scary. Nobody really talks about it, but it's something that happens. It's happened to me several times. But yeah, that's really my biggest fear. And like you said, it's not that I think about it. Like, that's not something I think about, like, oh, I hope I don't have sleep paralysis tonight. Like, no. But yeah. Now, that week that it happened like 3 times, I may have been thinking about it. Because after it happens that second time, you're just like, all right, well, kind of scared to go to sleep now. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to wake up. So, but yeah, that's my biggest fear. And it's still ongoing, and it's happening. And if it happens to any of you guys, let me know down in the comment section, like, what did you do in that situation? Were you scared? Were you calm? Yeah, just let me know. It's kind of something interesting to talk about. All right, Josh, do you remember our last topic for the day? It's going to be a shorter podcast, by the way. I'm not going to lie this time, and it's going to be an hour and 10 minutes. This is going to be a shorter one.
I kind of forgot what we were gonna. I kind of forgot what we were gonna cover.
So our last topic of the day, we just touched on it briefly right before we started the podcast, was if you could live in a fictional world, whether it be a video game, a TV show, something like that, a world, and you're your own you are your own person. I talk too fast. And not that you're anybody else, like a different character or anything like that. Do you want to think about it a little bit more, Josh, or do you have an answer?
I'll let you go first, and I'll think about it a little bit.
Okay, so, I think I would like to live. I think I would like to live in the world of Elder Scrolls. Honestly, I think that'd be kind of cool, cause like I've played Skyrim so much, and like I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online a little bit recently. And just those worlds and the diversity of the worlds and like the characters and like the races and stuff like that. It's so cool. Like the lore is so cool. And it'd just be awesome to be a character. I mean, you'd probably die.
Yeah, stuff's coming after you all the time, dude.
Stuff is always coming after you. Like there's always something. But say that I was just like I was like a level 150. And nothing's touching
overpowered.
me. Like, I'm overpowered. I got Daedric everything. I'm chilling in that world. Like, say I could just explore all of that and just meet people and stuff like that and learn about their cultures and so, like, elven architecture is so cool. Visit the orcs, see what they up to, see if I can find Shrek's cousin. And I know they're not ogres. Don't flame me in the comment section, but still, like I just think that'd be so cool. I was thinking about maybe like the world of Naruto as well, or Dragon Ball, or something like that. But I don't know. Like I think it'd be more mythically cool to live in like the world of Elder Scrolls or something like that, to where you got true diversity of different races and stuff like that. Like you got elves, and cat people, more elves, and lizard people. You got dragons flying around. You got just magic, period. I think it'd just be cool.
Prefer the term Argonian.
Lizard people. They're lizards.
Hey.
They're lizard
don't
people.
Call it, hey. We prefer Argonian.
It's a Chinese virus because it's from China.
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 But all right, I gave you like 3 minutes to think about it, dude.
Hey man, don't yell, please. Okay.
Imagine he starts crying on the podcast. Just crying his eyes out.
yell, man. I would like to be like in like a Saints Row type universe, you know, because like you can just fly around, you know, like run super fast, like jump super high, kill aliens, you know, travel to like different simulations.
Bro, I've never played Saints Row, so when you said that, I was like, so you want to live... I didn't know you had powers and stuff like that in Saints Row.
I think,
That's
I don't know if it's
interesting.
in the other ones, but I think it's Saints Row 4 that I have that has superpowers. Like you're the president apparently, but like you're in a simulation, like an alien controlled simulation, and you can kill aliens in the simulation and do missions to... it's pretty complex, but you do have powers in the simulation.
Some Matrix shit.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it kind of... But it's really cool. Next time you're over here, we'll check it out.
All right. I've never played a Saints Row game. I thought that it was just like an off GTA. That's all I've really thought of.
It is just a little bit more cartoony and a little bit more fun. A little bit. It's more fun than GTA. GTA is a little bit more serious and story based and it's still really fun. But Saints Row is like a whole different level.
I got you. There's just more like you said, cartoony stuff involved.
Right.
So that makes sense. Yeah, when you said Saints Row, I was like, so I was thinking of something like GTA, like GTA 5. All right, so you just want to live in an even more corrupt America.
Yes.
than we live in now. That's
way more corrupt.
I was like, why? but yeah, I could see where you're coming from for that, definitely. Yeah, I already said mine. You said yours. Let's see. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we close this out?
I don't know, man. Anything else on your mind?
I don't know if I should talk about this or not. Well, fun fact. TikTok got shut down today for good reason. I've been saying this for a couple of months. Not on the podcast because people would have called me crazy, but I mean, I'm kind of used to people calling me crazy, so it's fine. That TikTok was being used as spyware for China, pretty much. So Trump banned that. That's good. Good for us. Good for the United States. LeBron James, you are a sellout.
Oh my God.
Not that he's a sellout, but I'm so disappointed in him. Like, when I was growing up, basketball was the main thing that I did. My main escape from all the stuff I was going through at home and at school. I was being bullied at school and stuff like that. And my one escape was basketball. And the one person that I always followed throughout my childhood and into adulthood was LeBron James. He's been my favorite player to watch. He's been my favorite person, period. Like, I was that invested into basketball that I'd looked at him as just a role model, period. And now that he's openly supporting Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, it hurts me because he agrees apparently with like Colin Kaepernick and people like that America is full of white supremacists out to get the black man, and stuff like that. And it's not that way. LeBron, you are a billionaire almost, given to you by white people. And I guarantee he would not kneel for the Chinese flag. I guarantee he wouldn't, because that's where he gets most of his money. And last year he called out the Rockets owner, Daryl Morey, for saying something against China. Said that he was an idiot or something that should think before he speaks. Well, you're also an idiot, LeBron, because you should probably do your research about this company that you're supporting that's trying to take away everybody's rights at the end of the day. Free speech, right to bear arms, everything. They're trying to take away everything. So maybe you should probably do some research before you kneel. And Josh has told me this in the past. Maybe it's, and I've thought about this as well, maybe it's just a politically motivated, just so that he is not seen as an Uncle Tom. I would like to think that he's more educated than this and he knows what's going on, but he's been very publicly for like Hillary Clinton and stuff like that,
right?
And he's been very against Trump. but Trump has provided the most,
There's
the least unemployment for,
there's a lot
for
of
black Americans.
There's a lot of African American individuals that looked up to Donald Trump before he was elected office, and then as soon as he was elected
Exactly.
office, he was just an enemy to the African American
Yeah, no.
and minority communities. He was racist against the Latino community, and then he was racist against the African American community, and then he's just racist against everybody, and then he's against the women and transgenders, and the media's always out to get our president.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
he's probably said some of the most controversial things that any other president.
He's
probably,
just saying the things that everybody's scared to say.
Oh yeah.
Like,
No, I agree.
I mean-
I agree definitely.
he's just saying everything, like what people are thinking, but he don't care. That's who we need in office, is somebody that does not care what you think about him. He's doing it for the best interest of our country, period. Like, and I don't care to say this, I'm voting for him this year. Go ahead and click off the podcast. I don't really care, because hey, you watched to this point, thanks. But I'm voting for him this year, because for one, I'm not voting for Joe Biden. If you vote for him, you're just an idiot. He has
Oh no.
Alzheimer's. He don't even remember where he is half the time.
He's got hairy legs.
And, he's got hairy legs, and he loves African American children. He loves when they play with his hairy legs.
He learned about.
Gets them off.
He said, "I learned about roaches. I learned about kids bouncing on my knee, and I like kids bouncing on my knee."
I love roaches. Oh, and
He said
when
some
he
weird.
said-
He
I
said
can't-
some
I can't
weird,
remember.
weird shit, man.
He said some very controversial things that were completely racist. He said if you don't vote for him, and if you vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. How is a white man gonna tell a black man he ain't black? That's racist as hell. but there's people out here on their hands and knees saying, no, we gotta vote for Joe Biden. He's gonna bring us equality.
No.
You're already equal.
No, that's like voting for Bernie Sanders, man. I don't know if voting for Bernie would be worse than that or not.
Yeah, and Bernie Sanders is going to be helping him in his campaign.
Well,
So they're going to try to do this new Green New Deal, which
No,
does not make any damn sense.
No, they're all
It's going to
communists,
put-
man.
It's going to put America in like $90-something trillion in
No,
debt
they're all
over a
communists.
10-year span.
They're all communists.
Yeah, but yeah, we're not going to get into all of that. We've gotten into it a lot in the past. Maybe we'll definitely touch on it more in the future. But we wanted to keep this podcast a little bit more lighthearted. We've both not really had the best weeks, very, very boring weeks, so we kind of wanted to have some fun with this one. But if you guys did like what we said and had some fun, laughed, maybe got your brain thinking about some hypothetical things that could possibly happen in the future, stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. But if you did, like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. A lot of you guys that watch these videos, analytics tell me that you are not subscribed. So if you're watching it every single week, go ahead and make an account. Takes 1 minute, if that. And just show the channel some love. Subscribe, comment on our videos. We'll interact with you. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say before we close out the show, Josh?
Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 9 of Zay and Jay's Talk Show. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us. We appreciate, all the views. We haven't been, seeing as many views recently, but, we promise, we're not giving up. We're still going to be here for those of you that are loyal viewers. If you are a loyal viewer, please share this as much as you can. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see you next week for another one of these. And you guys just always take care and stay true.